Hello everyone, myself Monisha, studying in Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering from the Department of Information Science. Today's topic is RSA algorithm in cryptography. Introduction to RSA algorithm. The RSA algorithm is also known as reverse Shamir-Adleman is the basis of crypto system, a suite of cryptographic algorithms that are used for specific security services or purposes, which enables public key encryption and is widely used to secure sensitive data, particularly when it is being sent over an insecure network such as the internet. RSA algorithm is an asymmetric cryptography algorithm. Asymmetric actually means that it works on two different keys, that is public key and private key. As the name describes, that the public key is given to everyone and the private key is kept private. Public key cryptography, also known as asymmetric cryptography, uses two different but mathematically linked keys, one public and one private. The public key can be shared with everyone, whereas the private key must be kept secret. RSA utilizes a private and public key pair. The private key is kept secret and only to the creator of the key pair, while the public key is available to anyone. Either the public or a private key can be used for encryption, while the other key can be used for decryption. This makes RSA one of the most widely used encryption mechanism worldwide. However, the computational complexity of RSA makes it relatively less efficient and resource-heavy algorithm. Hence, it is not suitable for encrypting large messages or files. How does RSA work? The option to encrypt with either the private or a public key provides a multitude of services to RSA users. If the public key is used for encryption, the private key must be used to decrypt the data. This is perfect for sending sensitive information across a network or internet connection. Where the recipient of the data sends the data sender their public key, the sender of the data then encrypts the sensitive information with the public key and send it to the recipient. Since the public key encrypted the data, only the owner of the private key can decrypt the data. Thus, only the intended recipient of the data can decrypt it, even if the data were taken in transit. The other method of asymmetric encryption with RSA is encrypting a message with a private key. In this example, the sender of the data encrypts the data with their private key and sends encrypted data and their public key along to the recipient of the data. The recipient of the data can decrypt the data with the sender's public key, thus verifying the sender is who they say are. With this method, the data could be stolen and read in transit. The true purpose of this type of encryption is to prove the identity of the sender. If the data was stolen and modified in transit, the public key will not be able to decrypt the new message, and so the recipient will know the data had been modified in transit. Working of RSA, it works on two keys, public key and private key. The public key, it compromises two numbers in which one number is a result of the product of two large prime numbers. This key is provided to all the users. Private key, it is derived from the two prime numbers involved in public key and it always remains private. Private key, a private key also known as a secret key, is a variable in cryptography that is used with an algorithm to encrypt and decrypt data. Secret keys should only be shared with the keys generator or parties authorized to decrypt the data. Private keys plays an important role in symmetric cryptography, asymmetric cryptography, and cryptocurrencies. A private key is typically a long, randomly or pseudo-randomly generated sequence of bits that cannot be easily guessed. The complexity and length of the private key determine how easily an attacker can execute a brute force attack, where they try out different keys until the right one is found. How does a private key work? Private key encryption is also referred to as symmetric encryption, where the same private key is used for both encryption and decryption. In this case, a private key works as follows. Generating a new private key prior to the encryption, generate a new key that is as random as possible. Securely storing the private key, once generated, the private key must be stored securely. Depending on the application, keys may be stored offline or on the computer used to generate, encrypt, and decrypt data. Key exchange, the private key is used to decrypt as well as to encrypt. So using it for symmetric encryption requires a key exchange to share that key securely with trusted parties authorized to exchange secure data. Key management. Private key management is required to prevent any individual key from being used for too long. It helps to securely retire keys after their useful lifetime is reached. Public key asymmetric is a form of crypto system in which encryption and decryption are performed using different keys. Public key known to everyone and private key secret key. This is known as a public key encryption. Public keys of every user are present in a public key register. If B wants to send a confidential message to C, then B encrypt the message using C public key. When C receives the message from B, then C can decrypt it using its own private key. No other recipient other than C can decrypt the message because only C knows C's private key. Characteristics of public encryption key. Public key encryption is important because if it is infeasible to determine the decryption key, given only the knowledge of the cryptographic algorithm and encryption key, either of the two keys, public and private key, can be used for encryption with other key used for decryption. Due to public key crypto system, public key can be freely shared, allowing users an easy and convenient method for encrypting content and verifying digital signatures, and private keys can be kept secret. The most widely used public key crypto system is RSA. The difficulty of finding the prime factors of a composite number is the backbone of RSA. Applications of the public key encryption. Encryption or decryption confidentiality can be achieved using public key encryption. In this plain text is encrypted using receiver public key. This will ensure that no one other than receiver private key can decrypt the cipher text. Digital signature. Signature is for the sender's authentication purpose. In this, sender encrypt the plain text using his own private key. This step will make sure the authentication of the sender because receiver can decrypt the cipher text using sender's public key only. Advantages of RSA. Security. RSA algorithm is considered to be very secure and is widely used for secure data transmission. Public key cryptography. RSA algorithm is a public key cryptography algorithm, which means that it uses two different keys for encryption and decryption. The public key is used to encrypt the data, while the private key is used to decrypt the data. Key exchange. RSA algorithm can be used for secure key exchange, which means that two parties can exchange a secret key without actually sending the key over the network. Digital signatures. RSA algorithm can be used for digital signatures, which means that a sender can sign a message using their private key and the receiver can verify the signature using the sender's public key. Speed. The RSA technique is suited for usage in a real-time applications. It is quite quick and effective. Disadvantages of RSA. Slow processing speed. RSA algorithm is slower than other encryption algorithm, especially when dealing with large amounts of data. Large key size. RSA algorithm requires large key size to be secure, which means that it requires more computational resource and storage space. Vulnerability to side channel attacks. RSA algorithm is vulnerable to side channel attacks, which mean an attacker can use information leak through side channels such as power consumption, electromagnetic radiation, and timing analysis to extract the private key. Limited use in some applications. RSA algorithm is not suitable for some applications, such as those that require constant encryption and decryption of large amounts of data, due to a slow processing speed. Complexity. The RSA algorithm is sophisticated mathematical technique that some individuals may find challenging to comprehend and use. Key management. The secure administration of the private key is necessary for the RSA algorithm, although in some cases this can be difficult. Conclusion for today's topic. The RSA algorithm is the most popular and most widely implemented public key crypto system worldwide. It is used in most major security software tools in use on the internet today. Since the algorithm has been highly scrutinized and it seems very unlikely that a rapid factorization technique will be developed within the near future, RSA is a very secure. The weak line in encryption using its algorithm will be in cryptographic implementation, including the proper choice of keys. Thus, it will be very foolish to feel that the security of RSA will be by default provide for secure networks. Great care and attention must still be paid to the implementation of even the most secure algorithms. Given strong keys and skilled implementation, there do not appear to be any reason to continue to be widely trusted throughout the cryptographic community. Thank you.